Hello. This is one of my podcasts that I'm going to put up on the podcast, and I just really want to help people. What if you're accused and it just goes on because all your past has kept bringing it up. I certainly know the feeling of this. It's awful. It rips my heart apart. It will rip your heart apart. When people bring up your past, they're just pointing fingers and saying, look at this, look at that. One thing I can say, of course, when this happens is sometimes it's trust. And yeah, you've had something in your past that you lost the trust of somebody because of things that happened. But what if, it wasn't even you that even caused these things? What if, it was somebody else who was texting you or somebody else was saying something and they thought you had something to do with this person? Yeah, I call it injustice, of course, when these things happen. And I'm sorry if they happen to you. There's not much we can do other than try to keep our heads high and just let it roll off our shoulders as best we can. I know it's hard because when someone accuses you, it's a ripping of your soul. I know Brendan Burchard has a lot of great videos about living the abundant life, and I want everybody to live the abundant life. I've been through so much in my life, so much loss, so many things, and I really feel that I can help others with this, and I would even take questions and things. I've gone through my life so many times with loss. And, we wonder why loss is so provident. Why does it happen in our lives? There's a story in the Bible even of a widow that lost her husband and lost her sons and had no more. I don't understand why in life we have to go through so much loss. I don't understand, is it lessons to be learned? Is it something that we did in our past to cause these things? Is this some choices that we made? What can it be? If we can even guess why. But sometimes it just happens, and there's nothing we can do to change it. It could be the act of others. It can be something that someone else has done. And in my case, it really was. I really feel that, the act of others. My mother, I lost her because she smoked all her life, and now she's, died from emphysema. My dad also. But he also was working with cement and, showing me what a strong man he was and mixing the cement. But did you know that cement dust causes brain damage? And he got Alzheimer's because of it. So I just want to give this talk because I just really feel that others sometimes don't realize, it's not their doing that they have lost in their lives. I've had multiple relationships too where the girls cheated on me multiple times. From the very first relationship to the second to the third. I find myself today now being accused of the same thing. And I don't know why. I leave all those things in my past, all the things that were detrimental against me. Social media. I think it's the worst thing that ever came out. I think, being in people's lives, having your pictures up on there, they know everywhere you're at, everything you're doing. But then people hurt you, just like high school all over again. Because, they say, what are you trying to be funny? And you know what? Your picture is beautiful, and you didn't want to be funny at all. You just wanted to show who you were or what you were. Whatever your intention was. So it hurts. I left social media because it's caused too much drama in my life. I have a beautiful wife now who thought because I was liking all the pictures that were on Facebook that I like these girls, or I like this or like that, I just wish the truth would be known. And some days I just wish an angel would appear and just set everything straight. Because sometimes it's just injustice. Because people think something about you that you're not. Or that you never done. Something that you never even thought. You never even intended, let alone thought. I know that feeling so well. So well. And if you're going through those things, it's really hard, I'm sure. And I wish I could just give you words of comfort, because I try to find it myself and I just cry. Because it's really hard when someone accuses you or someone puts you down because of your past or something that you did as a practice and not something that you really thought ever would have ramifications. You thought you were just being nice to your audience, and of course now it's thought that you're a chaser or you're going after every single person. Social media. I'd say get off of it because it only hurts people. It can be powerful in business, I believe, if it's used in the right way, but, I know there's a word for people that put negative comments even on business pages, and they become trolls. I've heard the word said. Well, there's trolls in your life everywhere. And, the ironic thing is I've watched many videos, read many books about afterlife. And one thing I know that God wants us to get right here on the earth is to get along with everybody. I was even at a dinner meeting one time, and I was telling people, be careful who you're blocking on Facebook. Is that really your intent, to block that person? Did I really mean, something more than that? No, I was just really saying, be careful of who you decide to block in your life. Then, I did find something in the Bible about blocking. It's David in Psalms 35. He's prayed to the Lord to block his enemies. I guess there are people in life that we don't want in our life because they become, enemies. People that are against us for whatever reason. I don't understand why people have to be mean. People have to be cruel and say awful things about you or bring your past up about you. I just think in many times these things happen, sometimes because of your own actions, maybe, or because of your actions, it was perceived, it wasn't even true. And I know I have that happen in my life as well. It's really hard. It's really hard to let go of things of the past sometimes. It's hard to even talk about them. I found myself in a place where I couldn't even talk about my past. Some things that we do, some things that we've made choices in life, are not always the right ones. For me, they were many years ago, but still they come back to me, and I think about them, and I wish I could just do it all over again, but I can't. I know that you can't either. No one can. For those who believe in reincarnated life, maybe. But I've seen too many miracles in my life to ever believe that we're reincarnated. Man's appointed once to live, then he dies, then comes judgment. In Hebrews 10:27 says in the Bible. All the afterlife things that I saw, I wasn't going seeking after those things. I wasn't trying to read those things or go after them. They all came to me. I would pick up a magazine. I'd pick up a book. I'd see it on TV. I'd see it on a video somewhere on YouTube or something. I just wasn't looking for these things. But every single one of them, God said we better get along with everybody in this life. If we have aught against anybody, we're in sin. Can we disassociate ourselves with people that hurt us? Yeah, I think we should. I don't think we should go back to the vomit that we once were at. But don't hate that person. Don't have those thoughts, that they're evil and all this stuff. I try not to. I mean, I know there's people that were evil to me. No doubt about it. I try not to. There are times in my life that I wish I could just go back and never have made those choices. Does that make me a bad decision maker because I made wrong choices? No, I don't think so. We're only a bad decision maker if we don't learn from those mistakes. Every millionaire makes mistakes only to have a million again after he loses everything. I believe that I can gain everything back too that I've lost in my life, and I believe you can as well. It's hard. I wish I could have words of comfort and words of things that would change. I wish I knew a way to comfort everyone who's been hurt, who's been accused, who's, been said you're doing this or doing that and you never even thought. It was farthest thing from your mind. I find myself in that position again and again, and I don't know why. I have never had ill intents. I've never demised myself to do something that would hurt another. I really thought throughout my life that, why? So, that's the thing, I believe. But I guess this is my talk on accusing, because I really felt that people today, especially, this is happening, especially with social media. There's even websites that will track phones and messages and everything else. I mean, yeah, I guess if you want to find out if somebody's really cheating, you could find out. I've tried to eliminate everything out of my life. Every social media. The only thing I have now is Twitter. I just think, what else should I keep? Because all it does is get me hurt or get me accused. Maybe if I create a business, I'll go back to Facebook, but I don't think I'll ever go back otherwise. I'm even being accused. I played a game that I haven't even touched in over a year, but I was getting requests for that game on my Facebook. So, there's a good example. We get accused of things that we're not even doing. I wish I could give you more help. I just say keep your head high. Try not to let it get you down. You know what you're doing. You know what you're not doing. You know that you haven't done the things that people say. You know where you didn't even have the thought of doing something that they said, or even the notion to ever even believe that you would ever do something like that. And then if you ever get involved in ministry, also because I did, they'll even accuse you that you're not even that. They'll put you down because you have some status or some title. I know it's always been said that in church people do hurt you. There's many soldiers for the kingdom of God that have been hurt, that have walked away. I guess I'm one of them. Huh. I guess I'll try to pick up later with another podcast. Sorry. Some things touch home. You try to be strong. People hurt you. People say all kinds of manner against you.